Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 5 of What If the 10 Tails was sealed inside of Naruto. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also stay in tune because today I'm going to be giving you a brand new episode of What If Naruto was a vampire on this channel. And over on Anime King, I'm gonna be giving you a brand new episode of What If Naruto was neglected by everyone. And later on, I'm gonna be giving you a brand new episode of What If Naruto returned different after his training trip. So stay in tune for that and I hope you guys enjoy. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click those red subscribe button and join the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support, guys. And remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Begin the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
So, the last time we left off, the group went into the forest of death as Naruto headed off to go and scout. As he came upon a giant snake that swallowed him whole. But Naruto teared the snake from inside apart and came out, and then the snake did something surprising. It poofed away. Naruto quickly rushed back to his sister and his team, as Sasuke and Sakura saw Saya come out of the bushes, as she said that she had to use the bathroom and come back. As Sasuke asked her the question, as he quickly threw kunais at her, as he realized that wasn't the real Saya, as she transformed into a grass ninja and attacked them. As Naruto arrived, as he saw Sasuke getting bit on the neck by this long-headed freak, as he didn't understand who that was, as the face then pulled back, as it was none other than Orochimaru, as he attacked all of them, as Orochimaru slammed his hand on Saya's seal, sealing it even further because some of the nine-tailed chakra was leaking out, as he knocked Naruto down, as Naruto rushed after him. The next day, the group saw Naruto came back out of a clearing, as he was coated in blood, as he threw a scroll to Saya, as they had no idea what he did. As Naruto then headed off to change, as he told them, when he's finished they will go to the tower, as Naruto got pissed at Orochimaru get away, and he let his bloodlust drive him, as he ripped a team apart. The Chunin exams then begin, as Naruto faced off against Kankuro, as everyone was surprised after seeing Naruto's ability. As Kunai asked, is that really cool? Seeing that Naruto was able to create matter out of nothing. Crystal, diamonds, gem. As Kankuro was no match for him, as Naruto ripped Kankuro puppet apart and trapped Kankuro in a gold cage and threatened to kill him if he doesn't give up. As Kankuro gave up. As Kiba faced off against Saya, as Saya won in the end. As the preliminaries were over, as Saya was about to face off against Neji in the exam, the finals, as Naruto told him, make sure he defeats his sister, because he doesn't want to fight his sister. Seeing that if Saya passed, she will move on to the next level, and he will have to fight her. Some time then passed as Naruto headed to the market, as he found two odd-looking strangers in Konoha. As they were looking for him, it was Hidan and Kakazu, as Hidan said that Jashin sent him for Naruto, as the both of them are here to train him, as Kakazu does tag along. So with that, Naruto training start for the month, as they show him how to enhance his speed along with his bloodline to use it in a fighting type, as Kakazu kept on collecting all of the gems and the crystal to sell them off, as that was a good payday for him. As Kakazu spoke to the leader of the Akatsuki, as Naruto said that he will have to talk to the leader himself, as the leader needed Jubi inside of him so that he can do their own form of peace in this world. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can enter across the place and check it out for yourself. So, let's begin this new episode. Hidan was looking around, as both him and Naruto were surrounded by at least 20 bodies, as Hidan had a proud smile on his face. He always wanted a brother. He always wanted someone to push to the way of Jashin. And now, it seems like Naruto was that brother, as a big smile was on his face. As midnight hit, Kushina started worry for her son. He's usually home by now. Saya is out training with Jiraiya, so at least she knows where her daughter is. But her baby boy, she doesn't know where he is. 30 minutes more pass, as Kushina was about to wake Minato up to start a nationwide search party. I'm home. Naruto voice called as Kushina ran into the living room to see a very bloody Naruto. Bandages were wrapped around his chest and his stomach, his shirt ripped to shreds, as this was a part of the strange ritual that Hidan forced him into. What happened? Kushina ran over to him, looking at the poorly wrapped bandages. My training got a little hard. A tree fell on top of me, Naruto lied. What? Dear Lord, go take a bath and I'll get some medicine for your wounds, said Kushina. I'll be fine, Naruto said with a soft smile. I know you know about Jubi. She's healing me. As he moved towards the stairs, I'm going to bed, he said, as Kushina just watched him as he headed upstairs. The next morning, you could find Saya staring at the tadpole happily. It has legs this time, she said, as Jiraiya looked over and his sweat dropped. Only you will be happy about that. Try again, he said. Meanwhile, Kakazu watched as Naruto and Hidan argue. I don't give a flying damn. A Jashin pendant is supposed to be pure silver, Hidan said. Why can't it be gold? Naruto said in return. In front of him was a gold version of Hidan's Jashin amulet and a silver one. Either silver or nothing, said Hidan, as Naruto gritted his teeth. Fine, he said, as he picked up the silver one. Screw you, he muttered, as he slipped on the amulet. Huh, Hidan said. The rest of the month passed very quickly, as Naruto learned how to control his bloodlust, despite the fact that he still loved the tears victim apart. When Jubi was awake, as Naruto was praying, Jashin decided to pay a visit. Hello, Bambi, said Jashin. Don't call me Bambi, you sadistic bastard, Jubi growled. For 30 minutes, Naruto gained a headache from the both of them fighting. Aren't they supposed to be century-old, ultimate beings or whatever? Not two kids. Though it assured Naruto, while Jashin may be some sort of god, he still could handle Jubi. It gave him some sort of pleasure, he didn't know why. Meanwhile, you sent her to the hospital? Minato shouted at Jiraiya. As Jiraiya glared at his old student. Listen to me, she lost a lot of chakra doing training. She's ready for the exam now, said Jiraiya. As Minato clenched his fists. Jiraiya, I cannot put up with you. First you almost killed Naruto that day. Now, you brought Saya at the brink of such low chakra exhaustion she's in the hospital, Minato said in rage. I didn't almost kill him. It's not my fault he decided to jump off a giant toad's back, Jiraiya said. You're the one who decided to put him on the toad, said Minato. As Jiraiya sighed, listen, I know you're pissed off at me for that. And I'm also sorry for... What? You're sorry for helping Orochimaru? Minato said. I did not help Orochimaru, Jiraiya said. All I did was talk to him. You could have killed him. You could have destroyed his threat to leave village. But no, you gave him a chance to leave. He was weakened. I'm not going to disgrace my ninja way and kill a man when he barely has any chakra. Either way, I cannot forgive you. If you had killed him, you would have saved a lot of lives, said Minato in return. If you have told us that day, we could have saved a lot of lives, said Minato. You think I don't know that? Said Jiraiya. At least I can train your daughter. You're the one who always say you wouldn't let the duties of Hokage damage your relationship with your family. You made your kids Jinchuriki to protect this village. To protect the people who hurt Saya for years, even if you stopped it by putting down a law and have a few of them killed. Minato clenched his fist. Leave the village, Jiraiya said. I would love for you to leave the entire Fire Nation. I'm talking about my office. Leave my office, said Minato. Of course, Hokage-sama, said Jiraiya in a taunting tone as he jumped through the window. As their teacher, pupil relationship went down the drain. The next day, Saya was running through the village towards the arena. She's gonna be late for the exams. Dear Lord, why do I have to be the first one up? As she continued to run down the road when she noticed something. Her brother looked ready to kill a ninja. Next to him was two men in a black cloak. Naruto, what's up? Said Saya. As Naruto stopped as he turned. Hi Saya, he said. Listen here, you dipshit. Jashin will smite your ass if you don't let us through, said Hidan towards the ninja at the door. No one is allowed in after, but he was knocked out by the other male. Let's go now, said Kakazu. Thanks, Kakazu, said Naruto. As Saya ran past them, as she couldn't stop now, she was going to be late. What was that about? Asked Hidan. She's late for her match, said Naruto. Saya Namikaze versus Neji Hyuga, said Hiruzen, as the Chunin down in the arena looked around, as the rest of the Genins went up the stairs, except for Neji. Sorry I'm late, said Saya as she rushed into the grounds. The hospital wouldn't let me free. The hospital? Said Neji, raising a brow. Beating this girl would be easy, but there was something in the back of his mind that didn't want him to hurt her too much, seeing that he was kind of scared of her brother, that he would kill him. That kid seemed to have a certain bloodlust that make even Neji anxious. Are the both of you ready? The tuning instructor asked, as the both of them nodded. Alright, begin, he said, jumping back. 10 minutes later, Naruto was looking down as he was clenching his fist tight, as Neji had hurt Saya more than he should. I'm gonna sacrifice him to Jashin, said Naruto. Naruto, I don't think it's a good idea to go in around. Kill Nahayuga, said Kakazu in his disguise. I don't care, said Naruto as he clenched his fist. Meanwhile, Neji just struck Saya again as she was pushed back, as he then felt something, as Neji turned as his eyes met with Naruto. But Neji turned back to Saya. You should give up, you will not win. Fate had said it otherwise, as he looked at her. But Saya stood up on shaky legs. Fate doesn't determine everything, Saya said, as she tried to push in chakra. Everyone has their fate and you cannot change it. It is fate for you to lose this battle, Saya Namikaze, said Neji. Not only has fate has deemed it so, but so as your brother, said Neji. As Saya glared at him, I'm tired of people like you. Yeah, my brother this, my brother that. I love him, yeah, but I'm constantly living in his shadow. He can do everything I can and more. No matter how I train, I can't beat him, she said as she clenched her fist. Fate has deemed it so, said Neji. You will never become strong. You have had the blessing of becoming the fourth Hokage's daughter and living that way your entire life. You don't know hardship. I do, said Saya. And I refuse to bow down to fate. I refuse to live in my brother's shadow anymore. I'll defeat you, then I'll defeat him, she said, as she slammed her hand together, trying to channel chakra. It's hopeless, said Neji. What makes you so oblivious to this fate of yours, said Saya, as Neji narrowed his eyes. My fate was decided the day I was born, the day I received that mark, Neji said. What do you mean? Asked Saya. I will tell you a little story, Neji said. When my father was born, he was born just after his twin brother. But my father was a branch member, and his brother was a main member. When I was born, I barely had several years before my fate was decided, as he removed his headband to show an odd seal. This is a curse of the branch family. It decides my fate. My father received this mark. He gave up his life to protect the Hyuga clan head. The main family controlled him by the seal and forced him to give up his life to protect the clan head. And I was the same thing, to become a slave for the main family, Neji said in anger. Saya, eyes narrow, as Neji tied back his headband. This fight will go nowhere, Neji said, as he turned to the instructor. If it goes on, I will kill her. No! I am continuing this fight, said Saya. You have no chance, Neji said. I do, said Saya, as she started to gather chakra again, even though her points were sealed off. Unlike me, you, Neji Hyuga, you're a genius. And I will never give up. I'm gonna pound you into the ground and destroy your stupid fate, Saya hissed, as she closed her eyes tightly. Give me chakra, You damn fox, she shouted in her mind. You're brave, I'll give you that. You want my power? Then have it, the fox said, as he pushed his chakra outwards, and it exploded into her. Naruto tensed as soon as red chakra started to whip around his sister. Is that? Said Hidan as he blinked. The Kyuubi, chakra, said Kakazu. The Kyuubi, the Jubi growled. The damn bastard is taunting me. I just knew it, she said. I highly doubt that the Kyuubi is taunting you, Jubi, said Naruto. He is, that damn bastard, just wait. I'll beat him into the ground, she said. I won't fight her, said Naruto. You have to. Don't you want to take out your sister in a much softer way before she have to go up against someone like Gaara, said Jubi. Sometimes, you're way too manipulative, said Naruto. Tuh, you better pray, Naruto, said Hidan. Naruto rolled his eyes as he held his amulet. Jashin-sama, forgive me for being unable to sacrifice my next opponent, he said. You are forgiven, Naruto, Jashin said, as his voice rang through Naruto's head. Get the hell out of here, you damn bastard, said Jubi. As Naruto heard Jashin laugh as his present faded away. Meanwhile, Neji panted heavily as he looked at Saya unconscious form as she lay in a hole, as he stepped forward to check if she was dead. But the next thing he knew, he was flying in the air. Don't underestimate Saya Namikaze, as she just gave a powerful uppercut. How? Neji said. Don't underestimate me, said Saya with a smirk, as Neji fell to the ground. She's very talented. I wonder, do you think your son will give up the match? Asked Hiruzen. As Minato looked over at Naruto, I don't really know, he said. As the Kazekage was chuckling to himself. Many also came to see the fight versus Sasuke Uchiha and my son fight. Minato frowned slightly, but he knew what he said was true. But something was just off about the Kazekage. Was it his imagination or something was wrong? As Naruto sighed, as the instructor called, there will be a 30 minutes break for Saya to rest. The next round is Saya Namikaze versus Naruto Namikaze, seeing that Naruto is going to fight the winner of the first match, and Saya won. 30 minutes later, Saya was down there, as Naruto was there standing in front of her. Don't go easy on me, brother, Saya said. As Naruto raised the eyebrow, are you sure about that? He asked. Are the both of you ready? The proctor asked. As the both of them nodded. Begin! Saya, I didn't want to hurt you. Don't give me that, said Saya, I told you. Go all out. Fight me as hard as you can. As Naruto didn't say anything, he just went into his stance. I will never use it at full power, Naruto said. As he dashed towards her, as Saya moved out of his hits. As the last hit, Naruto slammed his hand down and Saya moved. As he hit the ground, as a crater was formed. As Saya's eyes went wide. How the hell was he able to do that? Huh? It seems more powerful, Naruto said, looking at his hands. As he turned to his sister, and he ran at her again. Use only a small amount of chakra. Due to your increased strength, this form is much more powerful, said Jubi. Naruto nodded as he flicked his wrist, as a long blade formed in his hand, as he ran at Saya. Saya dodged most of them, as Naruto thrust it forward as she grabbed it between her palms, as blood started to run down as she released it. She looked at her hands, and then back at the blade as she saw small spikes all over the blade. Naruto ran at her again as he threw his blade to the side, as he went through multiple hand signs. Earth style, sinking ground, he said. As Saya felt the ground start to shake, as it then turned into sand. As she got her foot stuck, it was like quicksand. As she started to sink, she freaked out, but she didn't calm herself, as she quickly pushed chakra into her feet, and she was able to kick it loose. As she ran as far away from the hole as possible, and then turned to look back at her brother. Rule 1. Always keep an eye on your opponent, said Naruto, as spikes flew from the ground and fly towards Saya. As Saya dodged them. Rule 2. Always expect the worst, Naruto said, as he jumped over the sinking sand and rushed at Saya. As Saya was able to block the 5 first move, but the other 5 connected. That move is called Striking Wolf, Human Dummy. Do you want to know why? Said Naruto as he bent down. It ruptured the organs, but I only use it with a little bit of chakra, so it won't hurt you. Now, but Naruto couldn't finish that sentence, as Saya kicked him right in the chest, sending him flying. But Naruto flipped in the air and landed gracefully on his feet, as Saya standing and glared. I won't lose. I won't let myself stay in your shadow, she hissed as she ran straight at him. Naruto dodged all of her hits as he sighed. As he didn't want to hurt her, he then kicked her to the side. If you wish to get out of my shadow, then you must learn to get stronger and fight for your own gain. Don't let others get in your way. A powerful ninja is one that can defeat others at all costs, no matter what it is. A true ninja can defend his or her village and also defend his or herself as well. Saya, you're my little sister. I really don't want to hurt you. Please give up, Naruto said. No, Saya said as she spat blood. Why? Naruto said. I know if I defeat you, everyone will look towards me and stop calling me the fourth Hokage's daughter. They will call me Saya Namikaze instead, the fourth legacy, and not Naruto Namikaze little sister, despite the fact I was the one that was born first, and not the extra member of Team 7. Saya, Naruto said, if you want to get out of my shadow, then learn from this fight. Learn from everything I said and latch onto it. Learn to never give up, no matter what. Hold a grudge against those who can beat you, and always get stronger and go back and pound your face in, no matter what. As he then dashed towards Saya. Hits were exchanged as Saya got blown back as Naruto was blocking all of her hits. Shadow Clone Jutsu, Saya said, as multiple clones of herself popped up and all of them ran at Naruto. She finally got him as it amazed even her as she landed the first few hits. Saya Namikaze as the clones kicked him straight up in the ear as the last one jumped up and delivered a brutal kick to his stomach, sending him spiraling as he hit the ground a boom. As Saya panted heavily as she watched as the dust cleared out. When the dust cleared, Saya saw Naruto standing in the center. As he looked at her with a smile. You have gotten a bit stronger, he said, as he dashed towards her. As Saya jumped back, she couldn't allow him to get closer to her. He would strike her with that move again, and that would cause her serious pain, as she threw multiple kunais and shurikens at him. As she continued to throw them and throw them and throw them, trying to stop him. But she was surprised when he ran straight in the way of the kunai and shuriken, as they stabbed him in his arms and his legs. Rule 3. As he pulled out the kunais and shuriken and threw them to the ground. Rule 3. Some ninjas can heal very quickly. I am one of those ninjas, he said. Saya slammed their hands together. More fox, she said, as red chakra exploded from her body and went over to the side. As Saya noticed he was looking at it, so she sent more over there. She then threw kunais and shurikens that stabbed him in the leg. As Naruto chuckled, good one, he said as he pulled them out. Now, let me ask you something. Dear sister of mine, he said as he walked towards her. Can you withstand this, he said, as his voice sounded very dark, as black chakra enveloped his arms, legs, head, and chest. As she saw his pupil became narrow and glowed blue, his whisker marks widened, and his claws grew. As he dashed towards her, Saya didn't know where this speed or strength came from, as she was sent thrusted into the wall with great force. As Saya cried out as she fell to the ground, as she coughed up some blood. Give up, Naruto said, you're still hurt from earlier with my taijutsu, and using Fox Chakra. Learn not to lean onto it. You need to grow your own strength, he said. As Saya watched his demonic features slowly faded. As Saya passed out. Why did he take all of those hits, Hidan said. The kid could have moved out of all the way and dodged all of them. As Hidan looked down at Naruto. He wanted to give her a chance. He didn't want to show her the gap between them, how far it is, said Kakazu. I can see he really loved his sister, but in order to complete his goal and the Akatsuki's, he would want her to live after the extraction, said Kakazu. There must be a way she could live. Seeing how much Naruto loved his sister. The next fight was Temari versus Shikamaru. As Naruto went to the hospital to check on Saya. As Naruto was looking into the mirror, what happened to my pupils, he asked. They are narrowed. A little part of you just became a demon, said the Jubi. Seeing that you used my chakra. Although you could have ended that fight rather quickly. She is my sister. I cannot put her down, said Naruto. As Naruto walked and looked at his sister to see the maintenance heal in her. Meanwhile, Shikamaru wins as he stood up. Ino pushed him off the railing as he fell into the arena, as he rubbed the back of his head, as Ino was yelling for him to win. "Damn it, how troublesome," he said. "Why do I always have to fight a girl?" Meanwhile, Naruto watched his sister groan as she stood up. "Naruto?" "Hello, Saya," he said. I'm sorry," he said. "It's not your fault," said Saya, smiling a bit. "It's my own fault for telling you to go all out. But I did get a few hits on you," she said with a smile, as Naruto chuckled. "Too true, little sister. Too true." "I was born first," she said. "Perhaps," said Naruto with a smile. "How are you feeling?" he asked. "I'm feeling a lot better." As she got up. "You want to go to the stands with me?" he asked. "Sure," she said. Later, Saya watched as Shikamaru fought, as she was sitting by Sakura and Choji and Ino. "Hey, Saya, are you feeling okay?" Sakura said, turning to her. "She'll be fine," said Naruto as he walked up, as Sakura glared at him. "You're the one who did it. You have no right to talk to her," Sakura snapped. "Sakura, it's not his fault. I told him to go full out on me," said Saya. "A brother who can do that to his sister is cruel," said Sakura. As Naruto didn't pay her any mind, "Saya, I'm gonna go find two of my friends," said Naruto, as he left. "Great job, Sakura. No, he thinks I'm mad at him," said Saya. "Well, sorry, but he's cruel," said Sakura. "Good job, Naruto," said Kakazu, as he watched Naruto coming up to them. "Thanks. I'm so goddamn proud of you," said Hidan, as Naruto rolled his eyes. "I pieced that together," he said. "Did you lose control of the Jubi?" asked Kakazu, as Naruto shook his head. "No. She simply got pissed at the Kyuubi after seeing the chakra," said Naruto. The group watched as Shikamaru gave up. "I barely have enough chakra to hold this technique. So, I forfeit," said Shikamaru. The proctor nodded. "Winner, Temari of the Sand," he called out. "Look like the kid is smart," said Kakazu. "Huh?" said Naruto. "Well, if he had won his next few fight, he would have fight you," said Kakazu, as Naruto chuckled. "Hey, what's going on?" said Ino. "Wasn't Gaara versus Sasuke supposed to go before these guys?" "He's not here yet," said Sakura, as she looked around. As the next fight was Naruto versus Shino, as Hidan watched Naruto took some soldier pills, as he jumped down into the arena. As the proctor asked him if they're ready, the both of them nodded, as Shino didn't waste any time as he sent his bugs towards Naruto after the proctor said begin. "Fire style, fire dragon," Naruto said, as he created a large fire dragon that ran at Shino's bugs. As the bugs dispersed, but some of them got singed, as Naruto flicked his wrist as multiple needles formed around him, as he wasted no time to shoot them at Shino, as Shino could barely dodge and keep up, as a few of them lodged themselves into Shino's leg, killing a few of his bugs as well. Kiba winced as he watched his friend fell to the arena floor, gripping his leg, as the needles kept on pushing while they impaled him. But Shino ripped them out, as they were very long and thick. As Naruto smirked, as he then formed a blade in his hand, as he dashed towards Shino. As Naruto felt himself slowing down, as Naruto looked down. "My bugs have been sapping your chakra," said Shino, as Naruto looked at his feet to see bugs in the soil, trying to itch onto his feet, as he stomped on the ground. As Naruto created more spikes as he shoot them towards Shino. Shino moved to the side as his bugs were able to hold the spikes. As Naruto looked at him, as the bugs formed around the spike, hiding it inside of a black sherd. As the bugs then dashed forward, as Naruto then found himself impaled by spikes all over his own spikes. As Shino watched as Naruto coughed up some blood, and then looked up with a smirk on his face. "What?" Shino said. "How are you still standing?" As Naruto smirked to himself. "Thank you, Jashin," he said. "Defeat this brat," said Jashin. "For once I agree with him," said Jubi, as she started to heal Naruto other wounds, as Jashin healed him as well, as all of the spikes flew out of him. As Naruto smirked. "Don't underestimate me," he said. In a blur, Naruto's in front of him, all of his chakra back, as Shino wasn't good at close combat fighting, as Naruto then made multiple needles as they started to tear through his bugs, as Naruto thrust his fist forward, as Shino was knocked in the gut and blown away. Naruto's son Shino appeared behind him and grabbed him by the shirt and flipped him over his shoulder and pinned him right down in his face, as Naruto delivered a brutal kick to his side that sent Shino crashing into the wall. He then created a gold bar around Shino, trapping him in a small prison. As the proctor came down, Shino is unable to compete anymore. The winner, Naruto Namikaze. As Naruto was still brought to the medic room, even though he was fine. As the medic was checking him over, as the door burst open to reveal a panicked Kushina. "Naruto, are you okay?" she said, rushing over to him. "I'm fine," Naruto said. "If it wasn't for your stupid father, I could have checked up on you and Saya earlier, but he said that the best medic names were checking on you guys. I saw that spike pierce your upper chest where your heart's supposed to be. How are you still alive?" she said. "I'm fine, Mom. He missed," Naruto said, as he didn't want his mother to see him as a monster that he's slowly becoming. 10 minutes later, Sasuke glared at Kakashi as they barely arrived at the arena, in time for his match. As he watched as Kakashi vanished to tell the Hokage that he's here, as he waited for 3 minutes until Kakashi came back, as the proctor then announced the final round of round 1, Sasuke Uchiha versus Gaara of the Sand, he said, as Naruto was back in the stands, fully healed. "So the Uchiha is finally here," Naruto said. As Gaara and Sasuke was looking at each other in the arena. "You don't seem as powerful as your teammates," said Gaara. "Your chakra level is nothing compared to theirs." Sasuke growled. "Sakura barely has any chakra," he said. "I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about Saya and Naruto Namikaze. I wish I could fight Naruto Namikaze rather than you, but mother doesn't want to," said Gaara, as sand poured out of his gourd as it ran at Sasuke. As Sasuke dodges sand, how is Saya stronger than him? And Naruto, he's just brutal and unforgiving, and he didn't really care about anything, as his only weakness is probably how much he cared about his sister. As Sasuke speed through hand sign, "Fire style fireball jutsu," he said, releasing a huge ball of fire. As Gaara raised a wall of sand, and the fire connected, as in replace of the sand, it was now glass. As Gaara stamped his feet, as sand started to pour out of the ground, the holes that was created earlier in the fight. "You're creating more sand," Sasuke said, as he jumped back, dodging Gaara sand. As Sasuke jumped up on the wall, as he quickly gathered chakra, as he went through hand sign, as lightning started to crackle around his hand, as he teared the wall down and ran straight down there. "Shidori," he said, as he stabbed his hand right through the sand wall, but it didn't came anywhere close to Gaara. Meanwhile, Naruto was not focusing on the fight, as he was looking up at the Kage's stand, as his father was there, the third was there, and also the Kazekage. As Naruto could feel it, the Kazekage's chakra matched Orochimaru in the forest. Naruto frowned. Could he be acting as a Kazekage? But why? An invasion on Konoha? Well, that would make a lot of sense. Why else would he come to the Chunin exams? Not to watch. And also that mark he placed on Sasuke. As Naruto narrowed his eyes at the Kazekage, as Naruto was thinking of all the scenarios that made perfect sense, why Orochimaru would be here. If he attacked, he will use Gaara, weak seal, or the Ichibai to make the beast attack Konoha. While Konoha is being destroyed, he will fight one of the Hokage while the other is trying to defend Konoha. As Naruto then remembers something that Jubi told him. Flashback. "Naruto, I know a way to leave the seal without leaving you." "Huh? What do you mean?" said Naruto. "I am going to teach you how to make a blood clone, and I am going to take possession of that blood clone. I will have you seal a large amount of chakra into my wrists and palms, so I will have more chakra at my disposal," Jubi explained. "This will be for when I fight the Kyuubi, or whenever you need help in a battle," she said. "And you're telling me this now?" said Naruto. "You may have to fight Gaara in the Chunin exams, and also that Ichibai is going to run free." "Alright, show me," said Naruto. End of the flashback. Naruto then stood up. "I'll be right back," he said to Hidan and Kakazu, as he headed off. As Naruto went to an empty hall, as he took out a kunai, he swiped it across his palm, allowing the blood to overflow and hit the floor. As he went through hand sign as he spoke, "Demonic arts, blood clone." The blood grew thicker and thicker before it flew out, as it eventually formed up and created Jubi, as she was wearing a black kimono with red streams on it. Her hair was up in a ponytail. "Why did you take me out?" the Jubi asked. I believe the San and Orochimaru are working together to attack Konoha, said Naruto. As she then looked around, I do sense Orochimaru's chakra, she said. As Naruto told her all the information he believed to be true, as she nodded. So, where is it, she said. Where is a scroll of clothes I asked you to prepare for me? As Naruto went into his pouch and then handed her a scroll. 5 minutes later, Jubi came back, as she now wore a baggy, black pants that went down to her ankles, with white stripe down the side. She wore simply shinobi sandals, her hair still tied up in a ponytail, and she had on a loose, black and white shirt. Ah, she said, now I can kick some human's ass. Sometime later, who's the chick? Asked Hidan. Meet Jubi, said Naruto as he turned back to the fight. Hello, Hidan. Hello, Kakazu, said Jubi, her silver eyes narrowing at them. Not as demonic as I thought you would be, said Hidan. Thanks, she snorted. Why are you outside the seal? And how? Asked Kakazu. I am more powerful than anyone in the arena. I advise you not to question me, she said in return. As her eyes then shifted as it transformed into pure silver as veins pop out the side of her heads. They were bulging. The Byakugan? Hidan said. I'm the creator of bloodlines. Don't question me, she said. Kakazu, contact your leader. Hidan, travel up high and kill the ones with the sound headband. Don't question it, just go, the Jubi said. As she then turned back to Naruto as the Byakugan vanished. Naruto, block all the exits, she said. Why? Naruto said. While the other two decided not to get on her bad side and simply follow her orders. So ninjas that are skilled in genjutsu, I can sense your chakra movement, they're above the arena. You're correct on Orochimaru. And now Sasuke Uchiha is about to feel the wrath of the Ichibai. I knew it, Naruto said. Jubi watched as the three of them vanished as her eyes shifted once more and transformed into the Sharingan with only 3 totems. She then turned and walked towards the Kage's booth, as she won't be able to do much in this form, but she could easily kill Orochimaru. But guys, I'm ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn that bell notification to stay posted. Remember to share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also stay in tune, guys, because after this, I'm going to be posting a brand new episode of What If Naruto's a Vampire on this channel. So stay in tune for that, and I hope you guys enjoy. And over on Anime King, I'm going to be posting a brand new episode of What If Naruto was neglected by everyone. So stay in tune for that, guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. And later on, I'm going to be posting What If Naruto returned different after his training trip. So stay in tune for that as well, guys. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you're hearing my voice and you enjoy the videos on Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. And remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. But without further ado, guys, I'm out for now, guys. See you guys over Anime King. Peace.